just think that you can mess up your joints and your knees can get a lot more cranky from like regular barbell back squatting. That's what happens to me anyway. Like, what is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Back to you with another video, and holy shit, I just realized that window is very overexposed. Hold on. Much better. Welcome back. Today we are reacting to a video by Mike Israetel, which is his top 5 anyway, most dangerous machines in the gym, and he's going to discuss, is the gym dangerous, and so on. I've already watched the video, already got some opinions, so let's get right into it.
Especially if you know what you're doing. And then it's really safe to go to the gym. So I just want to make that very clear. We're not saying the gym is this crazy dangerous place where your children could be taken anytime, although that is true for the purposes of the thumbnail and title that we have. Most of the risk of the gym is in how you use the equipment and not the equipment itself.
Okay, so he first starts off by saying that the gym is not a very dangerous place, but I'm going to have to disagree on that. I think that the gym is actually a dangerous place. Now, he does go on in the video to say how you can make it a safe place, but ultimately, going to the gym is going to pose quite a greater risk than doing everyday activities. And he's like, well, he gave an example of like sprinting per se, but sprinting is not a dangerous place. It's a dangerous activity, and that's what I think. And I actually just looked up dangerous place definition. A dangerous place is a location that poses greater risk of harm or loss. And I think nobody would argue the fact that the gym definitely poses a little bit of a greater risk. Now, in retrospect, if you are a trained individual and you know what you're doing in the gym, he goes on and discusses this, it can be a lot safer. But to the same extent, I would also say a construction site is a dangerous place, but if it's accompanied by trained individuals, for them, it may not be as dangerous. But for like me, let's say, that's pretty dangerous, me to just be walking around on a construction site with all those machines and stuff. So now for trained individuals, the gym is not a very dangerous place. If you look at the, broader, spectrum where you have newbies coming into the gym, it's definitely more dangerous than just sitting on your couch. Now, he discusses in the video many ways to make the gym safer, like using slow eccentrics, using pauses, and obviously picking good machines, which he is going to go over.
First is the vertical leg press. This machine is quite rare. Hopefully the guys can throw up a picture of this, or maybe have even someone using it video. I don't know if there's videos of anyone using the vertical leg press. We have The Rock, don't we? We have The Rock using the vertical leg press, right, Scott?
Yeah, we do.
There you go. The vertical leg press is specifically more injurious because it literally provides ultra high forces in through your spine in a rounded position. If you're used to that sort of thing, there's nothing wrong with it. The problem is most people aren't used to it, and most people don't think they're even using their back. They think they're using their legs, but their back rounds like crazy and all the forces transduce through there. My best tip for you is just don't use the vertical leg press.
Yep, I got to agree on him here. I actually do have a vertical leg press in my home gym, and I definitely notice that if I do use it, one, it's very rare if I use it because I have a lot better gym equipment. I have a pendulum squat and a belt squat too, and I would always used to think, oh, it's a leg press, so it's going to put less strain on my back and stuff, but because, like Mike said, the way the vertical leg press is positioned, it really rounds that lower back, and because I'm a full ROM king, I actually have to put pads under my hips to get a full deep range of motion, and that's going to put even more rounding on your lower back. So it got to a point where every time I use the vertical leg press, my back the next day would always be super sore, and I'd be like, damn, I mean, it's more sore than if I did barbell back squats, and that's definitely because it's rounding your lower back. So definitely a more dangerous machine. I mean, like he says, if you're accustomed to it, then there's nothing really wrong with it. But let's be honest, a 45-degree leg press is probably a better choice for the vast majority of people. Just make sure you can get all that knee flexion you want. And I mean, really, for me anyway, even though I have it in my home gym, I really don't use it that often. I mean, shit, it's been quite a long time because I got a pendulum squat and a belt squat, and those are just way better. So for me anyway, it pretty much just picks up dust, but my dad uses it every now and again, and he finds it okay. So if you want to do it, by all means. I just think, and Mike, there are definitely safer and better exercises.
Next, the Smith machine. Why? I thought it was safer. It's not safer. It's not safer than a regular bar, and here's why. The Smith machine can allow you to lift significantly off center in a way that you can't do with a normal barbell because you would simply fall over. For example, the Smith machine can allow you to push your feet, let's say in a squat, Smith machine squat. You can push your feet so far ahead of yourself with decent amount of weight that you end up tippy-toe so far ahead of yourself. Let's say in a squat, Smith machine squat, you can push your feet so far ahead of yourself with decent amount of weight that you end up tippy-toe unstable squatting it because otherwise you would just like fall back through the machine. That much strain on your knees when you're not used to it can mess you up. And it's something you would never be able to literally do with a regular weight because you would just fall right away. But Smith machine staples you in place and allows you to get really crazy forces in your knees.
So that's something I actually never even thought about. I don't have a Smith machine at home, so I never really do Smith squats, but I have done them before at my gym and stuff like that. And I never actually thought of that. It definitely makes sense though because it's a fixed resistance path. You can't like move and sway and move your hips and stuff to balance out the barbell and shit like that. So definitely something to consider. I would also say that Mike goes over this again, that when you like bench press or whatever, you can't dump the weight if you can't get the rep. But here's the thing. We should all be using the safety pins on it anyway, so it wouldn't matter if you can't get the weight up because the safety pins will catch it. I know you guys are all using the safety racks and all that good stuff at the gym because I know you guys are all performing safe sets at the gym, and I just said that with the largest amount of sarcasm. Obviously, I know so many people don't use the freaking safety racks. It's so stupid. I don't know why you guys don't do it, but hey, I don't freaking know. I always use it. If you use the safety racks, you make it infinitely more safe. It's unbelievable. Even like a barbell bench press, just use the freaking safety rack so it can't crush your neck. I mean, that would bring the level of safety from here all the way up there. So if you are going to use a Smith machine or bench press or whatever, always use the freaking safety pins, collars, racks, whatever. Don't let that shit crush your neck.
Another machine that we see a little bit more danger with than many others is the hack squat. Why? The hack squat is one of those machines that is way harder at the bottom than at the top. You can't get out of the bottom. You're kind of stuck. And a lot of hack squats go pretty deep. And so if you're stuck there for long enough, I'm not going to get grotesque here, but not so great things can happen. All sorts of really messed up knee injuries, hip injuries, spine injuries, so on and so forth. The solution here is to have a spotter or two for heavy, low RIR sets.
I kind of have to disagree on this one. I think it's infinitely safer to do like a machine squat, like the hack squat, or I would assume he would also put the pendulum squat into here, mix it with the hack squat. They're very similar, or any machine squat in that matter. I definitely think it's more safe than doing a barbell back squat. Obviously, you should be using safeties on the barbell back squat, but I've never had it where or even with the pendulum squat, you see me go to failure all the time. I always make sure I leave a little bit of slack where when I do go to failure, like you can see, I can get out of the machine. So definitely, I mean, if you get stuck. I mean, I don't really see that ever happen. Obviously, maybe definitely like he says, use a spotter. I just think that you can mess up your joints and your knees can get a lot more cranky from like regular barbell back squatting. That's what happens to me anyway. Like my knees feel a lot safer on the hack squat or the pendulum squat. It just feels more comfortable, and I feel like I can direct more tension to my quads, and my lower back also feels a lot better. So I would actually go as these machines a lot safer. I've never seen someone get stuck like that. I mean, if you do get stuck, well, then that's definitely a concern, but I don't really think that's as big as like blowing out your knee on a regular barbell back squat, where I think the risk of that is a lot higher.
Number 4 is a gym machine you might not see very often. It comes from the world of equipped powerlifting, but it does have its place in hardcore gyms across the country, and sometimes people use it wrong and get into some shit. It's called the monolift. It's a machine that has these hooks that hang down and hold the bar. And then you unrack the bar, you don't move anywhere, your buddy hits the lever for the monolift, the hooks swing out, you do your squats, you come back up, you go, okay, I'm good, rack, and then the hooks swing back in, and then you just put the weight down. It's great for squat weights and good morning weights that are so heavy, you don't even want to piss away energy walking them out.
I have never even heard of a monolift before in my life, so I don't really want to comment on that, but just looking at that video he showed, definitely looks freaking dangerous. Holy shit. I mean, the whole machine came freaking crashing down. Some other things that he didn't mention, I feel like most of the barbell lifts anyway, like these are I'm gonna give you my safety precautions in the gym. So those were his 5 things. They were pretty good, I think. Definitely some dangerous exercises. Other than maybe the hack squat, I think that's pretty safe. A lot safer than a standard barbell back squat. I think for the most part, machines anyway, this is my whole take on the gym safety thing. You're going to be a lot safer using machines than free weights, a lot less risk of injury. Now, obviously on the Smith machine, if you're not accustomed to that, you may have to like if you're doing barbell back squats, get used to that fixed resistance path. But overall, I think many machine exercises are going to be a lot safer than free weights, and research shows that they can grow muscle equally as well. So if you are trying to be safer in the gym, these are my tips. Make sure to use a nice slow eccentric, pause your weights at the bottom, do around 10 to 15 reps. If you go lower, it's still good. It's just a little more dangerous. Basically, the higher the reps, the less dangerous it is. But I wouldn't go really much. I wouldn't personally go over 20. I feel like then you're getting into more cardio and shit like that. And my cat's meowing. But overall, gym, pretty safe place for experienced people. Definitely not a place for kids and shit like that. I gave the example of the construction site earlier. Definitely be safe. Slow eccentrics, pauses, 10 to 15 rep range, and prioritize machines. And I think you're as safe as you can be in the gym. Shit happens. I've been injured before. It's pretty much inevitable. But that's the video, guys. Let me know your thoughts on Mike's 5. Are they the most dangerous? Do you think there's a more dangerous one? Let me know in the comments. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Peace.